Amazing opportunities are rare. You don't often see them in the cryptocurrency world, but I believe Dogecoin is one of those big ones that is currently waiting in the bushes, and when it does spike, it is going to be one of the most incredible things we will ever see. Some new information coming out just now that we are seeing unfolding over the last few days that I believe is going to signal, and it's already signaling, that we will see a big Dogecoin spike, and we can actually narrow it down to a specific week, which is exciting to think about. First though, let's talk about some of the things we're seeing with Elon Musk and Starlink, because I think this is one of the most important developments in the entire world right now. So many people currently do not have access to high-speed internet, whether they're in the country or in a different country. Two different types of places that do not have high-speed internet right now. Elon Musk with Starlink is getting closer and closer and closer to having that super high-speed internet everywhere in the world, almost as fast as broadband already. He's also continuing to tease the Starlink IPO, which is going to be one of the biggest IPOs we've ever seen. I will keep you as updated as I possibly can here on the channel. When you see the notification, Elon Musk, you can now buy his Starlink stock. It's going to be something you want to click on immediately, so make sure those notifications are on so you can see that as fast as possible. If you're new to the channel, come on and join for that and for other big information and big news that we're seeing along the way. By the way, we now have one of the people who we've roasted continuously on the channel, who is in fact Jamie Dimon. If you don't know what he looks like, that's him right there. Another super serious dude. He's got the white hair, he has the suit, he has the look. You can tell he's very hedge fund manager-ish, and he is coming in now. And finally, we are seeing JP Morgan. They've officially unveiled 6 cryptocurrency ETFs ranging from Bitcoin to other smaller altcoins and everything in between. Finally, it's about time. They're now giving people the option to do that after refusing to for so long. And it's hilarious. This shows you the power of crypto, that even one of the biggest critics of it is now forced to actually let people buy it through his organization because there's so much pressure. So many people want to buy it. More than 60% of adults in the US want cryptocurrency and want to add it to the portfolio at some point in the future. Some people are waiting for the right time, but most people have heard of it at this point. I'm looking at some new properties and looking at developing them and buying some new properties and things like that. Every real estate agent I talk to already has Dogecoin. It's hilarious. And they always ask me the same question: Matt, what else should I invest in? What other things should I be looking at? I'll show them T-King and some other cryptocurrencies I like and get them started on how they can do that if they want to. It's a lot of fun though to see how many people not only know Dogecoin, but have a relationship of some kind that's just more than knowing and actually are involved in the community. So many people, you'd be surprised how many people you know. You may be surprised to learn they also love Dogecoin too. It's such a big movement already, and it's only the beginning because it's about to take over not just the United States like it's been doing, but the entire world. And that's where we're going to see those major spikes in the future from people outside of that. But it's just funny. Like, you know, he's not happy about this. He's not happy that people can buy it, but everyone kept asking over and over and over again. And also on top of that, the way they release this is extremely quietly. Most people won't even know about this. The only way you'll know is if you specifically request cryptocurrency. They're not going to be recommending to anyone with their traders. They're not going to be telling anyone to buy, because JP Morgan is of course anti-crypto, mainly because of who is leading it and some of the other people in charge. They understand how big of a risk it is to the hedge fund industry, how big of a risk it is to a lot of the things they're doing with manipulating stocks and taking advantage of people through the market and things like that. If people are in cryptocurrency, which is significantly harder to do that with, then people are not going to have that same, or the people in these positions are not going to have that same ability to take over the market and do things like that. Here's another article: Square's Afterpay acquisition, which is a big deal. Afterpay is going to allow Square to really integrate cryptocurrency even deeper into what they're doing with payment services. Jack is definitely doing some good things there. There's a lot of things Jack has done that we don't like, but this is one of the things he's done that we certainly do like a lot. And he's also, an increasingly small role of Wall Street is definitely something that he should be scared of, I guess, but he has enough money anyway, he shouldn't be that scared. But if you want your Wall Street to continue to be successful, well, cryptocurrency will do something against that, that's for sure. Coinbase buys 3-year-old Dallas cryptocurrency-focused startup Zabu. Even Coinbase is now starting to acquire new companies. I believe they could become an even bigger force than they are right now for what they're doing moving forward. But here is, I think, the biggest article of the last 24 hours when it comes to Dogecoin, talking about Ethereum and how it has spiked. Not just the article, but what's happening in general with the sentiment around this and what we're seeing with the price of Ethereum after this rollout of the upgrade. By the way, let's see if we can get that like button pressed. Right now we have 933 viewers, 200 likes. If we can get to 500, it'll instantly jump a few hundred viewers. Every single 100 likes generally will get somewhere around 100 viewers, if not more. So it definitely helps to do that. How is it that 100 million new crypto users in the last 4 months and it's not higher than before? It's whale power is the whale power that strong? So the reason why we have not seen cryptocurrency continue to spike right now is because a lot of people are only putting a little bit in right now. They're scared of the market because it could crash, and people understand that. No one wants to lose all of their money. No one wants to see it go down back to a lower point. But if it can stay this steady for a long enough time, you're going to see that next major spike happen as people start to put more money in. Even if we don't have new investors coming in, the average per investor is going down a little bit through this big drop that we've seen over the last few months. So that's the reason why, even though we're getting more people, it's still going down some. Look at that. Already, we have more viewers in only a matter of seconds after we started pressing the like button more. That really will help the community if we're all doing that and continuing to move forward with it. 88 to the moon, Doge to the moon, Jesus is coming, I love Dogecoin. A lot of good comments in there. Definitely some interesting things to be looking at. But here is what we've seen with the price of Ethereum continuing to stay high. And the most significant part of this is normally you see something go up like this. And we were saying because this is a long-term thing for Ethereum that will happen over time, we likely will not see too big of a drop on the actual day like we generally see when there's a big event. It'll go up ahead of time, then drop on the day. Well, we weren't expecting that with Ethereum because of how long-term this update was and how big and massive it will be. But this shows that when the Dogecoin updates happen, we will likely see not only a 20% increase at the very least with Dogecoin in the week ahead, but then also beyond that, it's going to continue to stay high and rise even more from that. Ethereum, I believe it's gone somewhere around at 25% up just in the last week, and it's moving up and down, so it's not going to be the exact same amount every single hour. It's going to keep going up and down and change. But if Dogecoin does do the same thing, which is absolutely something that I think should happen, so many people right now are not taking Dogecoin seriously because of the technicals of it. Well, once they start taking Dogecoin seriously, that's where it's really going to have its bread and butter spot, and where it can really truly become the main cryptocurrency that's used across the globe, ahead of Ethereum even potentially, which I would love to see. But it's going to take some time for that to happen. It's not going to happen fast, probably. What about the US trying to ban mining? U.S. legislation is already written. Contact your senators. Don't let it happen. So yes, there are a couple of senators who are working on that. Once again, though, this is a small group of people in the government who are very anti-crypto. They're not most likely going to win. You can't ban cryptocurrency mining successfully without having a ton of negative stuff happening that will then follow it. A ton of feedback that will be on the negative side. A lot of people will be voted out of office who are responsible and participating in that. So no, they can't really ban mining seamlessly or even close to that. It's almost certainly not going to happen. Also, we have seen in the cryptocurrency bill that's going through, they actually changed the language to not include miners for that extra level of scrutiny when it comes to tax returns and reporting to the IRS. So if they're not going to be strict on minors in that bill, then they're most likely not going to be able to pass a bill that would be unanimously agreed upon enough to get all of those votes that would have something that anti-crypto. A lot of senators are investing in crypto. That's one of the ways these people make money who are in office. Some of it is insider trading that they get away with over and over and over again. We've seen that so many times in politics, but also on top of that, we are seeing them putting money into cryptocurrency because everyone invests in it. Your mom, your dad, your brother, you can tell them to invest in it. Everyone is going to want to have a piece of this pie as it becomes a massive, massive cake. Any news on Robinhood wallets yet? Only a matter of time. So I've been trying to push a little bit more on this. The most I've gotten from Robinhood on this and from some of the people in the organization is that they don't know what's going to happen. So if they don't know, there's no way we can know yet. All that we can go by is some of the past things they've done. A lot of people internally in the company don't even know when the wallets are going to be released yet because there's still things that need to happen. It takes time to obviously do this. Also, I have heard as well that they are scared that a lot of people are going to leave Robinhood once they release the wallets. So they may try to roll it out slowly or something along those lines and just double check that people won't be leaving, because a lot of us are going to say, all right, well, there's a wallet there. I can have a most likely, there's still going to be a lot of discussion about this. It could change. Absolutely do not take my telling you this for your tax purposes. You have to do your own research. But I think there's a chance that we will not have to pay taxes if we transfer from one to another. And I don't, in fact, I think the chance is extremely high that we won't have to. The only reason I'm saying no is because whatever country you live in, maybe it'll be different. I don't want to give you bad advice, but most likely you'll be able to easily transfer your cryptocurrency from one wallet to another without having to pay taxes on that. And some people are actually skating around taxes through their outside wallets. So like Coinbase wallet, for example, that's an outside wallet that doesn't have to report directly to the United States government. So some people would transfer from Robinhood to there and then not pay taxes on it and take it back slowly or something along those lines if they wanted to take their profits. Now, you shouldn't do that. That's illegal, but I'm just telling you what some people are doing and how they're kind of skating around the rules. If the IRS audits you, or if they come and do an investigation, they can't get that information, which would mean you'd then be in really deep water and in huge trouble, which is why it's not even close to worth doing that. But I'm just letting you know because that is something people are doing. And some people are going to try to do that regardless of the potential consequences there. I feel Doge will rocket when AMC squeezes to life-changing numbers. AMC is continuing to kind of be mellow. We haven't seen too much action with it lately, and once AMC does kind of have most of that energy on this run, and that doesn't mean there's not going to be future runs, but this run is not going to have that energy be that high forever. It's going to go down some. That's when we're really going to see more energy starting to shift to Dogecoin. It's a matter of waiting. It's a little bit of a patience game right now. Stay updated, understand what's happening, and also be looking at other cryptocurrencies, diversify your portfolio, because there have been some huge gainers. Even in the last couple of months during this downfall, T-King is an example that's gone up a massive amount. We've also seen Cardano. It had a couple of little runs in there. It's still gone down massively overall. But we are going to continue to see opportunities pop up, and I'll try to keep you as updated as I possibly can on those opportunities, as we're also seeing Grayscale hires ETF head to convert to biggest Bitcoin fund. Then we have Gensler gets whoosh as Bitcoin ETF filings land. And this is Gary Gensler, who is one of the people in charge of the SEC, one of the main dudes in charge. I guess, well, technically he is the main dude, but he is now saying, yes, cryptocurrency, as long as the ETF is based around futures rather than the cryptocurrency itself, then we can have that being allowed through the government. It sucks that we have to rely on the government to give us permission, but you know what? It is what it is for now. And we're now seeing some people taking advantage of that. The filings for ProShares Bitcoin Strategy ETF and Invesco Bitcoin Strategies ETF could well be the first of many as regulators drag their feet on allowing U.S. cryptocurrency exchange traded fund applications that have been piling up. So people have been trying to do it, but the government's been saying, not in my country. And now that's starting to kind of change a little bit. This is one of the signs that the government could actually end up being more pro-cryptocurrency. Some of the things he does, because by the way, Gensler, he does have some experience in cryptocurrency. I did make a reference to the government in general, not knowing what they're talking about. Gensler is a little bit different. He has a little bit more experience than most people in the government. I don't think he understands the community. I don't think he understands the people as much who are involved in this, but he does understand the technical side of it, and that could definitely be an asset for the cryptocurrency community moving forward. But one thing that's definitely not an asset when it comes to government is that we have seen Elon Musk not being invited to Washington for the electric vehicle event. I mean, that's just silly. Right now, Tesla is by far the number one electric vehicle company in the United States over the last 3 years. So I think he should be involved with everything like that. I don't know why he's not being invited. They should absolutely let him come along. Maybe it's just because, I don't know, maybe it's too successful. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Maybe there's some kind of personal relationship thing that we don't know about behind the scenes with one of the officials in Washington and Elon Musk. Who the heck knows? But this shouldn't be something that anyone has a disagreement on. I mean, take a look at these numbers. If you see in the last 3 years, Tesla Model 3 has right now 296,000 at the very top there in just the last 3 years alone. Tesla Model S, 67,000. Tesla Model X and S both doing around 67,000, and the next best one is Chevy Bolt with 57,000, then Nissan Leaf 38,000, but none of them even come close to what Tesla has done in the last 3 years. So they should be absolutely heavily involved with anything that has to do with that. So there has to be something else, probably something with a personal relationship or something along those lines that is happening behind the scenes that we don't know. What are your thoughts on using Gemiini Earn feature to make interest on Doge? Is it worth it? So there's two parts to that. The first one is, yeah, probably, but they're going to most likely toggle it down because we have not seen interest rates that high on most other exchanges. So if you go through the time to actually move it over to that exchange, if you have to sell first, in order to do it, like if you have it on Robinhood, you have to actually take that tax loss to sell first, then move it over. You're going to end up losing more money through the taxes you'll have to pay than if you just kept it in and waited the year and then had that tax rate going down significantly. Whether you're in the top tax bracket and it goes down to 20%, or you're in a lower tax bracket, it can be 15%, 10%, whatever the tax bracket is, it will be significantly lower if you wait longer than a year. So if you already have your cryptocurrency, meaning your Dogecoin, in a wallet where you can easily transfer it, then that's a little bit different. If you're looking for a new exchange, then maybe that'll be the one you'd want to look at. But I think for the most part, if you're trying to make money from that, then you're going to want to look at other cryptocurrencies that have higher rates for now until we do see those competitive Dogecoin rates coming up. But if you are going to keep your Dogecoin somewhere, yeah, it does make some sense to keep it there. I'm definitely a fan of that. And it makes sense for a number of reasons. And look at that. My music app is now playing randomly. Is that a good sign or a bad sign? What are your thoughts? Yeah, that's my thoughts on that. It's definitely something a lot of people are looking at right now. And as long as they keep the rate up, then that's a very positive thing. If they do start to take it down lower, which they've already done, it was 7.8%. Now it's already down to around 5%. So they could just be trying to get you over, and then they're going to say, all right, now we're actually going to make it lower again. We'll see what happens with that. We will definitely see. As we're also seeing, take a look at this. So here are some of the biggest stocks that have been moving. Virgin Galactic has been having some big after hours moves, as we have seen this article coming out. The ticket sales are continuing to go up. The prices are hiking. The commercial sales are continuing to move up and up and up with that. And so that's why we are seeing a big spike in Virgin Galactic stock, which has been kind of fun to watch, because I do have a lot of Virgin Galactic stock, and it's been one of my favorite ones to invest in. I put a lot of money in early, and so I've seen that grow tremendously since then, up to $31 now. But you can see it even jumped as high as $33, $34, and now it's actually $33 technically because the market's not open. It's not going to be updated yet, but yeah, it has jumped massively from that. We've also seen TripAdvisor had a little bit of a leap because some of it's starting to open up again, but I would be very careful investing in companies that like this, where people being locked inside or people staying inside has caused that company to go down. Because right now what we're seeing is, whether you agree with it or not, maybe you don't like it, maybe you do, whatever you think about it, we most likely are going to see some of that happening again, where a lot more people are staying inside and not going out. It's probably going to happen again. And with that, I would stay away from in stocks like this. It's too risky right now. It's not worth it. And so I'm not going to be putting money into TripAdvisor or anything like that, even though it is getting some attention right now. Then Beyond Meat even got some. By the way, it's gone down. Beyond Meat has had some big movement downwards because I guess people actually tried it. It doesn't taste good. I'm sorry, Beyond Meat. You're trying to do a good thing for the world, I guess, but I don't like the taste of it. There's some good veggie burgers that I've tried before, but it's hard to beat a normal burger. It's hard to beat that in terms of taste. Digibyte is coming up to save the USA and the world from Marson. I don't know about that. Digibyte, Polkadot, they have some very similar use cases, so it's kind of hard to differentiate between Digibyte and a couple other cryptocurrencies that are popping up. But I do have a little bit of it, and I'm going to keep holding it. Because why the heck not? Maybe it'll do something cool. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. It's hard to know. This is what we've seen with the entire cryptocurrency world over the last 24 hours. Approximately a 1.2% increase. So nothing too crazy. 1.2%. That's not that good, actually. 2% up for Bitcoin, 4% up for Ethereum. Those two carrying the market. But altcoins are actually falling the most over the last 24-hour period. We're seeing them continue to be hit and hit and hit. There are a few, like Theta, which has gone up 19% in the last 24 hours. But besides that, most of them are continuing to either stay around the same or go down some. And Dogecoin itself is also staying around that 20-cent area, because some of the people who are planning to invest are waiting for the update to come through first, which I don't know why you'd wait until after the update happens. It's going to most likely cause that 20 or higher % spike in just a week, and most likely continue to hold on to those gains. People are waiting for that. Why? I don't know. That's just what people do. Tiger King white paper released tomorrow, coming in from Banjo Sand Crypto. I can't wait to hear all about the future of T King. Yes, that's very, very, very exciting. There's some big things coming with that. I cannot wait to see more about those. Look at AMP and see its use case and let us know what you think. Thoughts on Litecoin? Oh yeah, Litecoin, it's been going down. Litecoin's been doing actually really bad because people are looking at Dogecoin and Litecoin. They're both on the same chain from Bitcoin. Dogecoin actually taken from Litecoin, and people say, wait, well, why would I put my money into Litecoin when Dogecoin's right there? Better branding, better name recognition, more potential, more companies, more catalysts in the future. That's why we're seeing some bad things happening with Litecoin, because people are continuing to say, you know what, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to choose Dogecoin instead. But Elon Musk, he has not tweeted about Dogecoin in a little bit of time. We haven't seen it in, I think, over a week. It's maybe been a little bit longer than that. His most recent Dogecoin tweet was in regards to Dogecoin being an actual currency. He posted that meme with Dogecoin. Wait, is Dogecoin going to go against the dollar? Dogecoin is the dollar. Something along those lines. I forget exactly what it said, because that was a while back. But now he's been posting about rockets. He's been posting about the giant starship, which is truly an incredible thing. Take a look at this picture here that was posted by Popo Muscandi. That right there is the Starship Super Heavy next to a pyramid. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that when compared to a pyramid, it would still be that big. I knew it was massive. We all did. We've seen pictures, we've seen videos, we've even, most of us, or some of us at least, I have, we've looked up maybe the stats in terms of how tall it is, but to actually see this picture right here, this image, and see the starship and its shadow on the pyramid and how big the pyramid is, it's truly an incredible thing that this is going to fly. And not just that, it's going to most likely fly to other planets. That's already in the works. And so the man responsible for that, the man responsible for one of the most advanced payment systems in the world being created almost entirely from scratch in PayPal, he's working with the Dogecoin devs. He is continuing to be active in that. He still has some big plans for Doge just for the fun of it, because he enjoys it and he wants to see his guess, I guess you could say, is it a guess, educated guess, whatever you call it, his prediction that Dogecoin would eventually take over the global financial system. He wants to see that prediction come true. Matt, a nice haircut. Knew your girl told you to cut it. LOL. That's funny. Anyways, thoughts on Alchemy Pay. Interesting. Alchemy is when you turn stuff into gold, which doesn't actually work, but yeah, I don't know. Alchemy Pay. You know what? I'll look at that real quick because the name is interesting. I want to see what that is. Perhaps it's some big thing that we all should know about that we don't know about yet. ALCH. Yep, it's spelled normally. Okay. ALCH Pay. Is it a cryptocurrency? Alchemy Pay. Oh, I see. Alchemy Pay and Kodo Custody signs strategic corporation to integrate fiat crypto payment and financial services. Okay, this is interesting. So this is a small company in comparison to the big giants out there in the payment world. It still looks like it's pretty big based on some of the stuff I'm seeing here. Yeah, that's interesting. So they're basically going with Kobo Custody integration for fiat crypto payment financial services. This is the second company that we've seen doing this recently. Alchemy Pay, here's this, 65 countries, 300 fiat in crypto. So they're continuing to grow. We've already seen way bigger companies integrating cryptocurrency into their payments. One of them is coming by the end of the year. That will be in over 143 countries. But this is definitely cool to see, as well as more of these continue to come on. Binance to stop bringing crypto payments to Shopify, others from CoinDesk. Yeah, so these are some more big stories that we definitely should be talking about that just came out. So thank you for the update on that. I'll definitely look into it and probably talk about it on my next show. Matty boy, thanks for everything. I appreciate that. Coming in from the Holy Little. But anyway, I'm Matt Wass. This is Final Stand, and I will see you in the next video.